What? What's happening? Stone Cold 316 here. What? What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. Really quick, if you're new here, please give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. It would help me out, help out the channel. We're slowly growing. You know, we're doing the best we can, but your support is appreciated. And all my existing subscribers, welcome back. So I had an idea. I was going through my collection. Um, there are quite a few forgotten about fragrances. Have we forgotten about these? They used to be talked about. Nobody really talks about them anymore. I got 11 of them. I got 11 fragrances that just, I feel like they've been forgotten about. I've kind of forgotten about them. So I want to go through them today real quick. I'll try not to make this too long, but I have 11 fragrances that I think have been forgotten about that we should probably revisit. So let's get it started. What? First off, this one was hyped by Jeremy Fragrance, I believe, way back when. This is a cheapie. It's a car brand fragrance from Jaguar. It's Jaguar Pace. So this kind of has a Sauvage type of vibe, but it doesn't smell like Sauvage. It has that black pepper kind of shower gel type of vibe, but it's very heavy on the black pepper. There's green apple, some cashmere, some patchouli, some oak moss. I think there's crystallized moss in the bottom. A little bit of lavender. Apparently there's iris in here. It's not like waxy iris or anything, but I just forgot how good this was. I'll sometimes grab this and wear it out the shower. I haven't worn it in a while, but I feel like this had to make the list. This is really, really good stuff. 6 hours strong I get with this stuff. Is it kind of a mall type frag? You know, like a mall cologne? Yeah, but I don't know. It's really good, and I really like this stuff. Nobody talks about this anymore. I know there's a flanker to this called Acceleration. I've never smelled that, but this is actually really, really good. Again, if you like that black pepper shower gel type of vibe without smelling like Sauvage. Jaguar Pace. Check that one out. Let's go back into the 90s a little bit. I've had this one for a couple years. Haven't really worn it recently. Feel like nobody's really talking about it anymore. I know it's maybe a little outdated for some of you guys, but it was one of Versace's popular ones in the 90s. I believe it came out in 94, but we're talking about Versace Blue Jeans. This gives off that kind of that cola vibe, that like Coca-Cola vibe up top, the like cola like scent that you get from, you know, the pop. But there's a lot going on with this, and this stuff is potent. It's very fresh, a lot of citrus. There's some florals in here. There's a rose in here. It's a little sweet, a little powdery at the bottom. It gives me this gives me like a fabric softener dryer sheet kind of thing. It's smells like super clean laundry, but there's just a lot going on with it. It's really, really good. I get about 8 hours on this. This gets really musky on me. But yeah, just a really good, kind of sweet, fruity, floral, citrusy. Just really good. You can find this at the rack. They're still selling these at the rack stores for about $20. But I just feel like nobody talks about this one anymore. I feel like this is still, you know, relevant. I think you can still pull this off. I think anybody from their 20s to their 50s can probably pull this off. It does have that old school vibe to it. But yeah, Versace Blue Jeans, man. I got to start wearing this one again. I have to pull this out again. So I think I will. Maybe this week I'll wear it to the office or something. But makes the list for Versace Blue Jeans. Check that one out. Next, this one I used to rock like all the time, like 10 years ago. I believe this came out 15 years ago, and you can see the dust on this bottle. But Calvin Klein Eternity Aqua. You can see the the dust on there. I haven't worn it in a while, but I was a huge fan of this. I used to have the body spray, the aerosol spray. Fresh aquatic. It's polo blue. It's a little bit more green. It's got cucumber in it. It's got like green leaves, some pepper in there. It's a little spicy, fresh spicy, but it's really, honestly, you're going to get a polo blue, like a spicier, aquatic, more polo blue in this. And I mean, performance is average. It's about 5-6 hours. But man, this is really good. I used to this. I feel like this is Calvin Klein's answer to Acqua di Gio because it does the same job. Has the woods at the bottom, and it's musky, and it's got a little bit of patchouli at the bottom. But it's kind of aquatic. The cucumber note makes it kind of. That's where that polo blue comes in. So really good. I got to start wearing this again. Again, it was collecting dust. You can get this for the $20 range. I believe I bought this at a rack store, which they're still popping up. They're still making this, so you can get this for a pretty good price. So check your rack stores. Calvin Klein Eternity Aqua. Check that one out. Next, this one I don't hear talked about. All the other flankers kind of get all the love. I have the original. I have Aqua. I have Ice. I did try the new Extreme. It's okay. But we're talking about Choo Man. The original. Smells very similar to Coach for Men. And it's kind of got that Bleu de Chanel Coach for Men type of vibe, very mass appealing type of stuff. I just don't see a lot of people talking about it anymore. I feel like it's been kind of just overlooked and forgotten about. There's some lavenders. There's some woods, pink pepper, geranium. There's a mandarin orange and watermelon note in this. It's not super like sweet watermelon or anything. I didn't even know until I looked at the notes like a while ago. But what allergies? It's pretty damp out today, so I'm like everything's starting to sprout. So, but yeah, man, this one great signature scent at one point. I got about 5-6 hours on this. Longevity's not great, but again, another one I found at the rack stores. This is a 30 ml. 30? Yeah, it's a 30 ml. Most of the Jimmy Choo bottles that I have, Ice, Aqua, they're all in the 30 mils. So, yeah, man, I just, they're still selling this at like department stores. So get your nose on it. If you like, again, Coach for Men. It's a little bit more aromatic Coach for Men. Coach for Men has that pear note, and it's a little more juicy, but they're very, very similar in scent profile. So, but nobody talks about the Jimmy Choo anymore. So, Jimmy Choo Man, get your nose on that if you haven't. It's been around for a while, so I just thought it needed to make this list. So check that out. Next, this used to be hyped up. I don't know if it still is. Nobody really talks about it anymore, or at least recently. This was touted as an entry-level tobacco fragrance. It's really, really good. And I think a lot of young people and old people can pull this off. But it's Calvin Klein CK1 Shock. Cardamom, tobacco. Little sweet, very spicy. Little woody, musky. You get 8 hours longevity on this. And I think that's why this used to get hyped up so much, because performance, it was a beast at one point. I don't think it's a beast anymore, but the longevity, it's pretty prevalent. I haven't worn this since maybe a year or two ago. I used to rock this 2 years ago in the wintertime, I was rocking this like all the time. And I haven't worn it really since then. I haven't really talked about it on my channel. Um, it might have made a list, tobacco fragrance list, but I really need to start pulling this out before the heat starts coming. Because right now we're really in like the 40s and 50s, and the rain has just been crazy. We're supposed to get tornado warnings again here. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, CK1 shot, guys. I mean, to me, I just feel like this is kind of forgotten about. Nobody recently has been talking about this. I mean, it's been out for a long time, but you know, I think it's Hall of Fame worthy cheapy gem right here. So CK1 shot from Calvin Klein. Still selling them at the rack stores. Get your nose on it. Let's talk about Hugo Boss Bottle. This one I actually wore not too long ago. It's been around for at least 10 years, I believe, but we're talking about Boss Bottled Unlimited. I do not have the bottle with the green lettering. I have the black. I don't know if that makes a difference. At one point, I thought there was an EDT and then an EDP of this fragrance. But again, forgotten about. This is a really good freshie. It's fruity, it's fresh, woody, but it still maintains that Boss Bottle DNA. What? I'm so sorry, guys. It's got grapefruit, some mint up top, so that mint is giving that like super freshness. Pineapple is in the mid. It gives off that juicy sweetness. And then sandalwood musk. There's a little bit of floral thing going on in there, but it's not super like, it's not feminine floral or anything. It's not even, it's barely there. You can't even detect it, but for being as like kind of sweet and fruity as it is, it's very fresh. I wore this out the shower, I think a week or two ago. It made my Stunners of the Week list. So, but yeah, I think this one is for being like their ultimate freshie in the line, in my opinion. I think they do a good job maintaining that Boss Bottle, the original Boss Bottle DNA, but kind of doing its own fruity, fresh, sweet kind of thing. You know what I mean? Without, it's still got like the cinnamon, and there's pineapple and cinnamon in this, which keeps that core Boss Bottle DNA. Now, I know recently their flankers have been just completely off the beaten path of the original DNA, which I get kind of annoyed because it's like you're releasing bangers and stuff like that, but like it doesn't create a new line. You know what I mean? I would like to see another flanker that actually smells closer to the original. Like, do something different. I know that they've gotten so many versions and flankers of the original DNA, but I don't know. Give me something new that like I could detect the DNA, but like do something brand new. But Hugo Boss Bottled Unlimited, I just think it's been forgotten about, and needs more love. Boss Bottled Unlimited. Get your nose on it. Next, this one I haven't really talked about. I have something that smells very similar to this. This was another 90s gem. There's been the DNA has been kind of replicated by certain brands, but we're talking about from Nikos, it's Sculpture. You can see that. This is a tester I bought sometime last year for like $12. It does kind of have that similar Boss Bottled original DNA, but it's fresh, a little sweet. It's a little floral. The orange blossom in here is, I'm so sorry. The orange blossom in here is pretty much the star of the show, but it's got some, citruses, some orange blossom, a little bit of rose, geranium. It's pretty floral, but it's pretty masculine for being a floral fragrance. And then you got, amber, cedar, a little bit of tonka bean at the bottom for some sweetness, but good stuff. It's super fresh. super musky on me. The longevity, you get like 4 hours on this. Um, Another good one, I think, does a little bit better job than this is Dunhill Desire Red. That one's a little bit more potent, but for some reason, I do like this one just a smidge better. I don't know. It's got more of a '90s feel for me than Dunhill Desire Red. That one, it's more heavy in the vanilla, I think, on that one. But um, I just think this one, this is the original DNA for this house. The actual name sculpture. Um, it's been like Woods and Spices from Montal, Dunhill Desire Red. I think whatever the Liquid Broom fragrances cloning, Altair from Parfums de Marly. It's along that same vibe, but that profile derived from this. So Nikos Sculpture, EDT. Nobody talks about it anymore. Granted, it is a little dated, but man, this shit still holds up. So check that one out. Let's talk Bentley. Bentley for Men line. This one, I mean, it's an obvious clone of what they were going for. They were going for Aqua de Joe, but this has been quickly forgotten about, I think, because when it came out, it was super hyped. We're talking Bentley for Men Silverlake. It's Aqua de Joe, but I feel like it's more woody. Again, once you smell it, you're like, oh, it's Aqua de Joe. Like, it's plain as day Aqua de Joe, but there's certain nuances here. I know up top there's like lemon and then there's peppermint. I don't get, it's not like a candied peppermint, but there's violet leaf in here, which again, I believe there's violet in the original Aqua de Joe, but and then like white musk, some amberwood. This gets heavily compared to Aqua de Joe Essenza, the Essenza flanker that's been discontinued. And apparently this is like a safe, close, um, you know, close pick to compare that to. I've never smelled Essenza. Um, I've been debating over the years, just pulling the trigger, go on eBay and pay stupid amount of money to get a bottle of that, but I'd rather sample it first. I should sample it. Yeah, I can probably get a sample, but nonetheless, this one used to get so much hype and it's been forgotten about. Longevity, I get 8 hours on this. This is actually really, really good. Does not smell like anything in the Bentley for Men line. The only one I'm missing is Azure, which I might pick up. It's like 20 some bucks, but yeah, Bentley for Men Silverlake. Let me know if you guys have this one or if you like it or not. But this is a great one, especially if you like Aqua de Joe. Bentley for Men Silverlake. Check that one out. This one again, I wore not too long ago, and I just feel like everybody's forgotten about it. It's a really, really solid, cheapy, borderline signature scent. I feel like it's blue flanker gets all the love, which I'm actually not too big of a fan on. But we're talking about Salvatore Ferragamo, Aqua Essenziale, the original. This is a tester, so I used the cap for Aqua Essenziale Blue. I can smell it. But I'm not a huge fan of Aqua Essenziale Blue. It's a little too powdery and sweet for me. I'm not, like, I get the whole Bleu de Chanel Dylan Blue vibe. There's no powder in any of those, so I really don't understand why those get compared to each other. They are not redundant whatsoever. Sorry. I much prefer this. This one's a little bit, this is more aquatic. It's more fresh. You know, you got your citruses. It's got a lemon leaf note, and which kind of gives off this herbal tea kind of vibe. Lemon leaf can do that with fragrances, I feel. This one, the lemon leaf is pretty prevalent. But, you know, you got your lavender. You got some woods. You got your patchouli. You know, just really good stuff. I do get more of a Blue de Chanel vibe from this one than I do on the blue flanker. That one's a lot more powdery and sweet. This one's more fresh aquatic. So, oh, good stuff. Yeah, I get a tea, like a herbal tea, like lemony kind of citrusy vibe up top, but I don't know, man. I need to start wearing this more. It just, I think this has been forgotten about. A solid choice. Salvatore Ferragamo Aqua Essenziale. Check that one out. Next, this one is a discontinued fragrance. It was discontinued a long time ago. Maybe why I don't think it's been, maybe it hasn't been forgotten about. It's just people can't get their hands on it anymore. But I see nobody's talking about it. Nobody's been trying to rehype it up. I wish Versace brought this back, but we're talking about the original Versace Man, the purple bottle. I ended up pulling the trigger on this like 2 years ago. I got this for maybe $100 on eBay because I was like, I want to know what the hype is about. I heard there was tobacco in here, which there is. Saffron and tobacco are going to be your two big players on this. It's got bergamot, and it's like the opening is a little harsh because the citrus is mixed in with the tobacco and the saffron and the cardamom and stuff like that. It gives a little harshness, but that dry down with the tobacco and the amber, really, really good stuff. The only thing is it stays closer to the skin on me, which sometimes I do prefer more. I don't need this to be a beast mode kind of fragrance, but it's fresh. It's spicy. It's woody. I think you could pull this off all year round. I think the colder months, fall, this will thrive because it's got that tobacco note in there. Yeah, when you first spray this, it smells like a pack of cigarettes a little bit, but nothing on, not like in an off-putting way. It's like a very earthy, like, you know, when like you open up a pack of smokes and like, because my dad smoked and like I've smoked here and there a little bit, but you open up a pack and you smell, it's got that, it smells like that earthy, dry kind of tobacco vibe. That's what you get in the opening a bit, and then it gets a little bit more smooth and warm and a little sweet, but pretty spicy. But man, I love this one. I really wish Versace would bring this back. I know they have Oud Noir, which is supposed to be very similar to this, which I have not got my nose on, which eventually I will. But yeah, man, we need to rehype this one up and get Versace to bring this back. But we're talking about Versace Man. If you can, put your nose on it. Check it out. And last but not least, all the flankers get all the love these days. Rightfully so. I get it, but the original, you can't fuck with the original. Dolce Gabbana light blue. This is my big 6.7 ounce, 200 milliliter bottle. The Intense is like the most popular, but I mean, I like Italian Love. I haven't tried too many of the flankers. I mean, I've tried Forever, which is a little textbook grapefruit, but this one, grapefruit, bergamot, lemon. You got black pepper in here that gives it that spice, but then you got the rosemary and the woods and patchouli and the musk. I feel like this was trying to compete with Aqua de Joe. But man, I remember this came out in about 07. And for being like an aquatic fragrance and a fresh, citrusy summer fragrance, this has some smokiness to it, which adds that super masculine vibe, that fresh, aquatic, spicy, and woody type of vibe. Timeless classic, Hall of Fame worthy. This will never, I don't think this will ever become an old man smell. They're still selling bottles of these. I mean, we cannot forget about the original. Respect your elders. This shit can still hold up. And I plan on wearing this one a lot this summer. Dolce Gabbana, light blue, pour homme, the original. To end off the list. Check that out. And that's it. Those are my 11. Again, I just feel like nobody's talking about them anymore. I I don't want to say they're underrated. I just think they're forgotten about. I think people used to hype them up. Granted, they've been around for a bit, so a lot of new fragrances have taken over the market, but we can't forget about, some of these are pioneers in this market, like this one. At one point, Versace Blue Jeans, it was like a signature scent at one point. Nikos Sculpture, big in the 90s. You know what I mean? So we can't, Choo Man, we can't forget about them. You know what I mean? So let me know if you have any of these. Let me know if you like these. Let me know what you're wearing today. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support. I do need to schedule a live stream. We're due for a live stream this week, so I'll get that scheduled because at the recording of this, it's Wednesday. So, anywho, hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's safe and healthy, and you know the drill. Like, comment, and subscribe. What? And that's the bottom line. What? Because Stone Cologne said so. Take care, guys. Have a good one.